In today's episode of Madden 25, I'm going to be realistically rebuilding the Los Angeles Chargers to save Justin Herbert's career. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. If this video gets 100 likes, I'll do whatever rebuild the top comment says. Moving into the video though, we can't ignore it. Even all Justin Herbert defenders like me, that was a bad wild card game. That was a bad playoff loss for Justin Herbert, losing to the Jaguars after leading 27-0. That was a bad playoff loss too. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, he can't perform in the playoffs, yada, yada, yada. This man, I feel like he's just been through the gutter through coaches. Jim Harbaugh finally seems like a good coach. Now he's through the gutter through receivers. Ladd McConkey is great, but he's more of a slot or a gadget guy. He's not a true wide receiver one. They're hoping Quentin Johnson would be that guy. Obviously not. Josh Palmer's a nice complimentary player, but obviously he's not a boundary guy. And then the O-line, huge improvement with Joe Alt here. Hall of Fame name there. Joe Alt Delete is his nickname. That's so sick. Zion Johnson, Rashawn Slater. You got 3 first-round pick offensive linemen in the past 5 years, really trying to build around Herbert. They might do it again this year. Who knows? Probably going to go receiver. They should go receiver, and that's what I'm going to do here in this rebuild. Defensively, though, it's hit or miss. A lot of the time, these players just get injured or Derwin James gets suspended for literally nothing. They'll be like, oh, he gave a helmet-to-helmet hit on a player 5 weeks ago, and we're just now applying it because they're playing the Chiefs. So, stupid. But anyways, you got Thule here, who I think might be a starter in the near future over Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa is 30 years old. He's going to start regression in Madden, and I feel like this guy, I mean, this season, he's coming back. Obviously, this is just a Madden stat. This actually doesn't count the top stat, but the past 2 years before, he was just back-to-back injury, and at the time, I don't know if he still is, he was the highest paid defensive player in the league, $36 million a year for a guy who was injured back-to-back years. It's just a questionable situation for Joey Bosa. Obviously, you love him. He's a veteran. He may get a 1 or 2 year deal, but Thule here might be the starter in the next couple of years, if not next year. And the Chargers' interior defensive line, this needs major improvement. It really shows on the field. I might move into a 4-3 here. They don't really have the linebackers or the defensive tackles to move into that, but they do have a good middle linebacker in Henley here for the simulation. You got Tareeb Still, and you also got Cameron Hart here, I believe his name is. He's also been doing really, really good for the Chargers. I believe those were like 4th and 5th round picks for the Chargers. So those were really nice pickups. Asante Samuel's more of a nickel or slot guy, and then all these other players, I was about to say extras, all these other, I mean, basically, Denzel Perryman's actually very underrated, not really an extra, but these guys on the edge, yeah, we definitely need to replace these guys. But anyways, let's start this rebuild, try to get Justin Herbert a playoff win. J.K. Dobbins is great when he's healthy, but that's the problem. He's never healthy. So I did change this into a 4-3. Yes, I know they're not made for a 4-3. It's moving Bosa back up to linebacker, but I will draft some defensive tackles, fix the interior defensive line, and then move from there. I think 4-3s just work way better in Madden Simulation. Let me equip these guys X Factors. He apparently already does have an X Factor equipped, but it apparently never shows up even whenever I refresh the roster. Do I have to just, oh, okay, I have to just re-equip it over and over again, and then they appear. Okay, it's kind of weird. Either way, I hate that EA can't even fix those small glitches. Anyways, let's move into the re-signing. For the players ready to negotiate, Asante Samuel, yes, he's the top corner on their team here. Maybe Tareeb still is the #1, but either way, he's going to re-sign. J.K. Dobbins, 3-year deal, $8 million a year. I'm cool with that. For now, maybe in the future, I'll replace him. Who knows? Josh Palmer, as a #2, as a complimentary player, I like him. I don't know about $12 million a year, though. Well, he's young. He has star development. It's a little bit different in Madden, so I will re-sign him. I know in real life that could be different, but we'll see. Zion Johnson here. Instead of accepting his option, I'd rather just give him a contract, so I'm not going to accept that option. Puna Ford, I'm going to let walk. Khalil Mack, I definitely want back the Mack attack, and he will re-sign for 1 more year on $19 million. Elijah Molden, honestly, he's not bad depth, honestly, but $5 million a year for a backup safety. Don't really want that. Christian Fulton isn't bad depth at all. I'll do a 5-year deal just because he's young and he wants to hit free agency, so I'm going to let him walk then. Jalen Reagor, obviously, we're going to give this dude $50 million a year, fully guaranteed Deshaun Watson contract. Obviously, I'm kidding. Oh, and the GOAT Eli Apple too. Yeah, the Chargers really know how to pick them. Pretty sure they signed Zeke to their roster a couple weeks ago too, so that was a little bit weird. They got J.K. Scott here. I'm gonna do, sure, a 4-year deal, and punters don't really start regression until like 30, 32, so it really doesn't matter. And then all these other guys here, not really interested in keeping. Didn't know they had Taylor Heineke. Maybe the AI just signed signed him. Let's move into free agency. For free agency, we got Kevin Zeitler here, who I wouldn't mind on at least a 1-year deal, so I'll try and sign that to the team. Nobody's offering on him right now. A little bit weird. He's a Pro Bowl guard. He's really good in real life. Maybe it's just different in Madden. Kind of a weak free agency class. Got Kevin Zeitler on a 1-year deal. Then I got Christian Fulton back, same contract, 5 years. He's young. Even though he has normal development, it doesn't really matter that much because, again, he's just young. He'll be a nice depth player for the team. Round number 1 with the Chargers. This is an auto-generated draft class. Obviously, the draft order is scrambled. It really doesn't matter because after the first year, we'll just move on. But at least I got the Chargers pick right, which was, I mean, I don't think it's exactly the right pick, but I made them 11-6, forced the wild card loss. Either way, this is what we got going on for the draft. We have Geo Smart here. Hopefully, he's a lot smarter than Quentin Johnston. But this guy, Darren Baldwin, A awareness is what I like to see. 6'3", 204, as he is a physical archetype, playmaker archetype. Good speed, great acceleration, good strength, A awareness, B medium route, B spec catch, F stamina. I don't really know if that's the best thing for the receiver, but we are going to force a receiver pick here, whether we like it or not. We're going to get another Quentin Johnston. Imagine. That would be a tragedy for the team, but I don't really... Ooh, this guy looks really good. Is he a first or second rounder? Oh my gosh, this receiver class is just so loaded here. I mean, so many A's across the board for that guy, but he has C to F awareness. Let's see what this guy's about. Melvin McBath out of LSU. F deep route, but A catching traffic, something Quentin Johnston doesn't have. Great strength, good speed, solid acceleration. I mean, the F deep route really does look bad, but Melvin and McBath really doesn't look that bad, and I might just double down on receiver, but I'm going to do the safe choice here and go with Darren Baldwin here. Don't want to take a high-risk, high-reward player like Quentin Johnston again. Yes, I'm going to rip on him the entire video. Darren Baldwin here, A awareness, B medium route, B spec catch. I'm going to pull the trigger on this guy. Take the safe pick, ranked 15, got him at 22. Hidden development, worked out pretty great. He will be the #1 guy as I will leave Ladd McConkey in the slot. Now, can I double down on this receiver class here as Melvin McBath here has left the board, but there's AAB on the board here. ABC, 1, 2, 3. What do we have? This guy, he's a slot. Randy Smith, 6'5" slot? What slot is 6'5", 234? What? Great strength, great speed. You are 6'4" and run a 4.41 at your college pro day. I'm going to pick this guy. Randy Smith can easily play at the #2. Ranked 50, got him at 54. Hidden development out of Oregon State. What slot is 6'5"? That is ridiculous. 70 strength as well. Round number 3, I said I would get defensive tackle. I need it now. I may have to force the pick too because everyone on the board doesn't look that great. And Leonard Beckham here, 6'2", 350. That's a big boy out of Auburn. Elite strength and then A play rec, B tackle. I'm going to force this pick. Late 3rd round, ranked 86. Got him at 86. Hidden development, 98 strength as a rookie is great as we fill out that interior defensive line. Can I double down on defensive tackle? I've been doubling down this entire draft, and I re-signed Josh Palmer, so I don't know if that was the best idea. The defensive tackle class doesn't look that great, but there's a pass coverage middle linebacker here in Carmelo Andrews here, not Carmelo Anthony out of Duke. Oh no, not the basketball school. Doesn't look athletic at all, but his skills really make up for it. He's projected a post UDFA, so I'm just going to pass on that. This guy here, Calvin Phillips, day 3 guy, A pursuit, A tackle, 6'2", 231 out of Buffalo. Great speed, good strength, good acceleration here, C awareness. By A tackle and A pursuit makes up for it. Let's see what he has. Ranked 111, got him at 118. Normal development still doesn't seem that bad. Darren Baldwin is a 76, 73 for Randy Smith, 71 for Leonard Beckham, 69 for Calvin Phillips. Nice. Then I stopped drafting after that. Now, this is the team after the draft. Quentin Johnston, I'm immediately trading this guy. There's no need for him anymore. Who's a team that would love to have just terrible receivers? Light bulb in my mind, the Baltimore Ravens. Coming from a Ravens fan, they would love to have him. Realistically, he's not getting traded more for a 5th or a 6th, so let's just do like a next year's 5th. Like, come on, is anyone willingly going to give more than that? No, he's going to go to the Baltimore Ravens. They love their trash receivers. Anyways, this is what we got going on for the team, as we got a backup tight end. Honestly, I'm going to start him over Will Dissly immediately, just because, why not? He's a blocking tight end, so we're going to have him over Will Dissly due to the young age. age. And for the rest of the team, McConkey is going to be in the slot. And then honestly, I know I just re-signed Palmer on a long-term deal. I didn't expect the receiver class to be that good. We're going to have McConkey in the slot, and then Palmer be the 3, and then Baldwin be the number 2, and be the number 1. My bad. I stutter really bad there. And then Randy Smith, 6'5" slot, is going to be the number 2 there with his size. So really like those receivers. Definitely need a new center. So I guess we're going to move Trey Pipkins inside just for 1 year. And yeah, that's the offense. So that looks really good. Specialist wise, Ladd McConkey is in the slot. Randy Smith being a 6'5" slot. We'll move him up. And then Beckham Beckham's going to be the rush defensive tackle, not Tooley. Tooley is not a defensive tackle. Please do not put him there. Everything else looks pretty good. Defensively, may still need another corner. Definitely need some outside linebackers. Definitely still need some help at the defensive tackle position. Do not put Tooley at the defensive tackle position, please. Everything else seems pretty good here. So let's see how we do. 84 overall team, actually 1 overall less than last year, but let's move to the midseason mark. 1-6, baby. Blowout loss to the Cowboys, and then touchdown loss to the Eagles, as our defense just sucks. Our defense is just the worst in the league. And this is always what I run in all my videos. Maybe I just have to give it time to let it cook. That's kind of ridiculous, though. I know it's like, oh, they're a 3-4 defense, yada, yada, yada. I don't really care. This is how I run my simulations. I'm going to leave it this way. Blankenship, we're going to move up. Actually, this guy... Wyatt Blankenship, field general archetype. Let's move him to left outside linebacker. I didn't know we had this guy. But yeah, scouting national focus, very rough year for us. Scouting national focus is going to be defensive tackle here. Still need that at the position. Players ready to negotiate. Rashawn Slater, absolutely franchise left tackle, $27 million a year. Here he signs with the team. Joey Bosa, depends how you plays. Zion Johnson, do want to give you a long-term deal, $10 million a year, 5 years, long-term contract, re-signs. Gilman here, I don't really know. It depends how you play, but at the same time, he's about to turn 28. He's not going to make it to an 85 overall. Khalil Mack, depends how you play. Everyone else here, not really that interested in. So Kevin Zeitler, we'll see how he plays as well. $97 million left for free agency, so we have a big free agency coming up. Let's move in to the playoffs. Definitely not going to make them. 8-9, so nice comeback. The defense blows. Justin Herbert is sold again. Back-to-back wins to the Jaguars and Commanders. That was completely unnecessary. Stats and awards, Justin Herbert, for like one of the highest paid QBs in the league, not good. 18th best offense, 28th defense here. 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns to 17 interceptions, not a good ratio. 97 pass rating here. J.K. Dobbins, 4.3 per carry, 11 touchdowns, 3 fumbles. Not really the best season, not the worst either. And then Darren Baldwin, the rookie, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns. Randy Smith, 3 touchdowns, 800 yards. And then the new tight end, the blocking tight end, 750 yards, 1 touchdown. Ladd McConkey, 700 yards, 10 touchdowns. He was a fantasy god. Josh Palmer putting in some work. Sacks here. Joe Alt allowing 10 is ridiculous. 6 for Trey Pipkins here. 4 for Zion Johnson. 4 for Kevin Zeitler. So I guess he's going to get a re-signing. Rashawn Slater with 3. Joe Alt allowing 10 is completely unrealistic, but sure, Madden. And then Henley here, 134 tackles. Tackles for a loss, 15 for Joey Bosa. 15 for Khalil Mack. Sacks, 18.5 for Joey Bosa. He's going to get a re-signing. 7 for Khalil Mack. Do I re-sign him? I mean, he's still doing good, but I could develop Tooley here, and he also did get 15 tackles for a loss, so I think I kind of want to. I have the money to do it too. 2 interceptions for Still and Christian Fulton. Deflections on the team, 9 for Henley, 6 for Fulton, and Davis Gaither, I believe is how you pronounce that, and then 6 for Derwin James. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns, 0. And Christian Benford wins the Super Bowl MVP, as the Niners seem to can't win a Super Bowl game in, the past decade? Very frustrating for them, but the Bills win their first Super Bowl here. I guess in the previous simulations, they also went to another Super Bowl. Dak Prescott wins the league MVP, dude. Sure, as if Dak Prescott would ever win a league MVP. Geo Smart, the receiver that we were looking at, is on the Cowboys now. He wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Dakota McPhee, defensive back for the Raiders, wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's just going to be another Damon Arnett. In the AFC West, Russell Wilson retires on the Raiders. I can see that. Travis Kelce retires. Kevin Zeitler retires. Gus Edwards retires. And Garrett Bowles retires. For the team upgrades offensively, Palmer is the same, of course. Baldwin and Randy Smith are star developments. That's fine. Maybe I even trade Palmer after I gave him that contract. Who knows? I mean, I really don't need him at this point. But anyways, for the rest of the team, Beckham comes with star developments, and then Gaither here gets upgraded to star development. Blankenship comes to star development as well. That's to be expected. And then Tareeb still goes to star development. Honestly, our corner group and our just defensive back group in general is fine. May need to draft free safety. Definitely need defensive tackles and outside linebackers. For the players that it's negotiated, Joey Bosa doesn't really want to be here. I'm going to increase his money and just do another 1-year deal. He re-signs with the team. That's $30 million, but still. And then he had 18.5 sacks. I need to keep him. Khalil Mack still had 15 tackles for a loss despite being an 84 overall. But do I re-sign him? I mean, he wants $20 million. I can definitely pay it, but at the same time, I kind of want to develop Thule here. So I think I'm just going to let Khalil Mack walk. I know that seems kind of crazy. He had 15 and not 15 and a half, but 15 sacks and then he had 7 sacks and 15 tackles for a loss. My bad. Oh my gosh. I can't speak today or any other day. Everyone else here, not really interested in, so it sucks that we're going to walk on Khalil Mack, but I'd rather just develop Thule. Isaiah Pacheco is here. I'm going to take him over J.K. Dobbins, not even capping. Yeah, he's just better. I'm going to overpay for this if I have to. I want Isaiah Pacheco on my team. He is so crazy in simulation too. Tyler Linderbaum would be such a baller pickup. I would cry as a Ravens fan if this happened, but I would love for him to come here. And then Mike Evans, we don't necessarily need anymore. We're developing other guys. Sadly, Khalil Mack is here. Quay Walker at right outside linebacker, he wants a decent bit of money, I'm not going to lie. Let's see if he'll take that. We got Isaiah Pacheco, Tyler Linderbaum, and Quay Walker. Those are all 3 huge upgrades on the team. This what the defense looks like now. We still need a free safety, a left outside linebacker. Maybe this guy will work. I don't really know. Junior Colson maybe on the outside. Still need defensive tackle. Might honestly need to replace Joey Bosa as well. He's pushing 32 here in this simulation. Derwin's probably regressing too at this point. But we're going to start this guy there. He was actually not that bad. And then, of course, I had Tyler Linderbaum at my center. For some reason, he wants to play right guard. That's kind of annoying. But everyone else looks good. Might have to trade Josh Palmer. Don't really need him anymore. I just signed him on a deal. Didn't expect the receiver class to be that stacked. Let's move into the draft. Pick number 16 in the draft. I usually don't like taking defensive tackle in the first round. We will see. I still need a right guard, so that way Tyler Linderbaum can actually play center. Don't need receivers, don't need tackles. Defensive end is intriguing, but he's 228. That's a 3-4 defensive end. Anything else here? Eddie Lashley, not Lacey, Eddie Lashley here at a UCLA, 6'5", 270, elite strength, decent speed here, A awareness, A play. He looks so good. He looks honestly super good. I'm considering taking that. It's not a position of need. We got Joe Carrington, Eric Carrington's brother, strong safety, Tokyo Dragons franchise reference. If you know, you know. B hit power, B pursuit, B zone coverage, A awareness. This is really tempting as well. 6'2", 200 pounds. Looking at the free safety class, any of these guys are real standouts? I mean, this guy here, DeMarcus Irving, 6 foot, 217, A hit power, great speed, great strength, good acceleration, A hit power, B finesse moves, B play rec, looks really good as well. But Carrington may be the better guy. There's a hybrid as well, but Carrington all around has the better skills, I think. I may just take Joe Carrington, move him to free safety. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. He can play free safety. I'm going to pick him. He has A awareness, ranked 6 in the class. Got him at 16. Hidden development out of Ohio State. He looks great. Round number 2, need a defensive tackle. That guy's a post-UDFA. This guy is a 2nd to 3rd round actual talent. John McLeod, projected 2nd to 3rd, elite speed, good strength, great acceleration. He looks good. I'm immediately pulling the trigger on this. Ranked 55, got him at 48. Hidden development, 88 strength, speed rusher archetype, the complete opposite of Beckham from the guy that we picked last year. So that's good, I guess. Round number 3, going to be looking for an offensive guard here, pass protector, Rashawn Whitaker here. So many A's across the board. He is 6'2", 300 pounds, out of Michigan. Doesn't really have that good of strength, only decent A awareness, A run block power, A pass block finesse. Pretty balanced. We're going to pick him, see what he has. Ranked 29, got him at 80. Steal of a pick. Not very athletic. I don't care. He has hidden development. And let's see what we have for the rest of the draft. This is a day 3 guy. I mean, I'm in the 4th round here, so let's see these day 3 guys and what they got. This guy still has a question mark on him. Probably can see why. Braden Gibson here out of Florida. He's a run stopper, 6'5", 315. Usually the elite strength guys are like 350 pounds, but Braden Gibson for a day 3 guy, day 3 talents, ranked 121, got him at 112. Normal development, that's fine. He's a 4th round pick. So we had a really good draft, really good offseason. Joe Carrington's a 76, 73 for John McLeod, 74 for Sean Whitaker, 69 for Braden Gibson. Nice. 68 for this guy. I stopped drafting after that. Now I'm going to be signing Kevin Byard here just for the mental mentor tag for Joe Carrington as well, just to boost his XP for his rookie year. After the draft and the offseason, team is looking much better. Whitaker's a 75 for that blocking tight end. McConkey's going to go back down to the 4, and of course he's going to be in the slot. Of course he's going to be involved. And then Smith is still going to be the number 2 over Joshua Palmer. Everything else looks pretty good here. Receivers are pretty stacked out. I mean, they're not really the highest overall, except for McConkey. He's a superstar, 89 overall. Got a better running back in Pacheco. Team looks good there. Defensively, anything else? Let's start Blankenship just because of the hidden development. Everything else looks good. Carrington's already a higher overall than Kevin Byard, the veteran. And yeah, once again, everything looks pretty good there. Still need some more depth at defensive tackle, which I know sounds crazy after all that recruiting. And yeah, once again, everything looks good. Carrington will not be in the slot. But apart from that, guys, let's see what we have for year number 2. 6-1, completely flipped the script here as year number 2 on the bye week, coming off a back-to-back win against the Niners and the Chiefs. Huge wins for the team as we are currently 6-1, second in the conference. The Bills are also 6-1. So really good job. Weekly awards for the team as well. Justin Herbert, 2 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, 58 rushing yards, 227 passing yards. He got sacked 5 times though. Scouting national focus, I think I'm still just going to keep it on defensive tackle, because even though we already have 2 good defensive tackles, having a third one actually does matter in simulation. But Derwin James here, he is 30 years old, and I kind of want to see how he regresses and kind of how he plays as well. Maybe he can only improve, but honestly, it's not even worth doing that. Let's just give him his contract. He deserves to be here. He's not going to regress that far. Joey Bosa, it just completely depends how you play. And then Diane Henley here, he's 26 years old, star development. I absolutely want him back. I'll overpay for him. He resigns with the team. Thule here, I know it sounds crazy. I might just give him this contract. I want to see how he's playing though. Halfway through the season, 2 tackles for a loss, 19 tackles, 1.5 sacks. Is he starting? He is the starter on the team, and don't get me wrong, I really like him in real life. McLeod here, it looks exactly the same as Beckham, also a star development. And then Carrington's a superstar development. That's sick to see. Good pickup there. But Thule, he's a starter there, and he's a starting specialist, and he's not really doing that much. So I don't know what I want to do with him. I want to see him successful. I know this is only his first full starting year with the team. We'll see how he plays. Maybe I'll give him a 1-year prove-a-deal, but as of right now, I'm not going to pay him $15 million for 1.5 sacks halfway through the year. That's on pace for only 3 sacks. Big brain math. Brendan Rice, yeah, Jerry Rice's son, whatever. Anyways, anyone else on the team that I really want? If Kevin Byard wants to stay here for mentor tags, that's fine. As long as he doesn't retire, he probably will anyways. So really cheap contract. Joe Alt, I want to accept his option. Hopefully he's actually good in simulation, because last year he allowed 10 sacks. Anyways, apart from that, let's move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs. We are 13-4, and we get the number 2 seed. That's unfortunate, as the Bengals are 13-4. They get the number 1 seed. We have a top 5 offense, but one of the worst defenses in the NFL. It's not really one of the worst, more like mid defense. Of course, we got to play the Chiefs. I know they're only 9-8 in simulation. That doesn't matter. They're the Chiefs. Stats and awards, Justin Herbert, top 5 QB in the NFL, and for the MVP race, he ranks number 9 there. He has 11th pass rating, but 4th passing touchdowns, 5th passing yards, 3rd best offense in the NFL, 16th best defense is what's holding him back. 16 interceptions, too much, but still, he got sacked more times this year, better pass rating, more yards, more touchdowns, of course. Isaiah Pacheco, 13 touchdowns, 1 fumble, 5.1 per carry, 1,300 yards. Justin Herbert, 6 rushing touchdowns as well. So he had a total of 47 touchdowns on the year. Darren Baldwin, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Ladd McConkey, 14 touchdowns, almost 1,100 yards. Randy Smith, 700 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then the tight end, 2 touchdowns, 500 yards. Isaiah Pacheco outperforming Josh Palmer. But Josh Palmer, as a receiver 3, had 8 touchdowns. Even though he only had 27 receptions, that's actually kind of crazy. He's eating up a lot of the touchdowns for these other guys. Maybe I trade him, but he's still not doing bad for what he's getting. Sacks allowed on the team, Joe Alt, 8, so it's getting better, but it's still unrealistic how this dude's like a 92 overall superstar development, and he's allowing these many sacks. But still, it's not bad, I guess. Zion Johnson, 6 for Sean Whitaker, the rookie, 5 for Rashawn Slater, 3 for Tyler Linderbaum. Henley with 141 tackles for a loss, 17 for John McLeod, 12 for Joey Bosa, 9 for Beckham, 8 for Henley here, and 8 for Thule. And complete turnaround on the season. My gosh, he went off on the second half. 10.5 sacks, 6.5 for Joey Bosa. He had 12 Tackles for a loss, I don't know if I'm going to re-sign him. It depends the money, it depends what he wants, but I do need an edge rusher eventually. Tariq still 4 interceptions, deflections on the team, 9 for Henley, 8 for Tariq still, and 8 for Derwin James. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. Can the Chargers with Justin Herbert win their first ever playoff game? Well, can Justin Herbert win his first ever playoff game? He does. 34-13, crushing the Chiefs here. He faced the 12-5 Buffalo Bills, who are 4 overalls higher than them, but it doesn't really matter in simulation, and that is exactly why it doesn't matter in simulation. 35-21, our defense sold us. Let's move in to the offseason. And the Bengals beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl 32-31. Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl MVP and the league MVP. Jim Harbaugh gets the Coach of the Year, and John McLeod gets the Defensive Rookie of the Year. In the AFC West, Joel Bitonio gets, I was about to say gets superstar development. He gets retired is what he gets. My bad. I'm going insane from making all these rebuilds, but Justin Herbert, superstar X Factor. Isaiah Pacheco, superstar X Factor. Rashawn Whitaker, superstar development. Let's see what he has. Did he earn it or did he come with it? He just came with it. It was a 3rd round pick, goated 3rd round pick. This offensive line is literally the best you could ever want it here, Justin Herbert. You have everything at your disposal here. Let's see how he performs. I'm still on the fence about Josh Palmer, but hey, he had 8 touchdowns for playing a wide receiver 3 role, so why not keep him? 90 overall team. And then Carrington, we already knew, had superstar development, and McLeod gets upgraded and goes above Beckham, even though he came a year later after Beckham in his rookie season. Superstar development for getting Defensive Rookie of the Year. Henley here, 134 tackles, great season. He gets superstar development as well. And then Tuali here, he's on the come up. He's on the come up. Huge comeback on the second half of the season. He will be getting a contract. $63 million to spend. Joe Alt, I'm going to accept that option. Joey Bosa here. How much do you want? $22 million. I mean, I'm not going to be able to find just a better defensive end for right now, and I have the money to pay him, so why not? Tuali here, I do want to sign a 4-year contract. $20 million a year is pretty hefty for 1 year, but let's see how he does. I really can't find anyone else right now, and everyone else here I'm not that interested in. $23 million, I'd rather save that for the upcoming rookies that I have to pay or the upcoming rookie contracts that I have to pay, but I'll just take a peek in free agency and see what's there. Zay Flowers, don't need Jordan Addison. Brian O'Neill, don't really need anything. Charvarius Ward, actually, I wouldn't mind for 1 year. $8 million for a superstar, 85 overall. Let's increase his money, just go back to 1 year. Even though I'm lacking in a defensive back department just a little bit, I mean, there's good depth there, but still, Charvarius Ward, and I'm lacking a little bit in the cap room department. It's only a 1-year contract, not that big of a deal. Charvarius Ward, just a 1-year deal. In round number 1, we are at pick 27. I'm just going to simulate to that pick. Not going to trade up at all. Gonna get an edge rusher here because I really don't need anything else other than a 3rd string defensive tackle or a backup middle linebacker here. There's a top 5 QB on the board here. There's a Jameson Kidd. There's Hancock here. Donovan Hancock. You love to see it. Then Corey Capers here, or Cappers, however you want to say it. But either way, at a Texas Tech, 6'4", 270, A pursuit, A tackle, solid speed, great strength, marginal acceleration though, A power moves, A pursuit, B play rec, A tackle. He looks really, really good actually. But there's another guy here, and let's just review this guy. Doug Marshall, 6'2", 256 out of Penn State, much more athletic here, much lighter as well, but he's not as good in the skill department. He's really not as aggressive. So what do you want? Do you want athleticism? Do you want speed? Or do you want skill? I think I'm going to choose skill here in Corey Capers just because I want that. I know he's 270. It's not necessarily a 3-4 defensive lineman, but it's also not a crazy bad choice here. F catching. I mean, that was a poor way to phrase it, but Corey Capers, whatever. We're going to choose him. Ranked 74, got him at 27. Hidden development is what matters. So he's going to develop behind Joey Bosa just for year number 1. And yes, I will look into the other guy and see how good he is and see if I missed out. Round number 2, I will go back to back defensive tackle. This guy's a 2nd and 3rd round talent. Actually, there's a guy below him that is a 1st round talent. Let's actually see that if the game doesn't glitch out. A 3rd to 4th guy. That's a 1st round talent. John Jackson, 6'3", 332 out of Tennessee here. Elite strength is all you need to know. A tackle, A play rec. Good enough for me. 1st round talent. You like to see it. Ranked 17, got him at 59. Hidden development, 99 strength as a rookie. I feel like it's not uncommon to see that all the time with my videos, but John Jackson looks amazing. Middle linebacker here, Dorian Riley here, field general, 6', 229 out of Tennessee, the teammate of the defensive tackle we just picked up. Very good in skills-wise, great strength, great speed as well. Ranked 15, got him at 91. Hidden development. I am nailing these drafts. Corey Capers, I'm pretty sure it's Capers, I don't know. Ranked 73 overall here, 75 for John Jackson, 75 for Riley, 69 for Jacob. I don't know how you say that. Who-tailing? I don't know. That sounds like a very nasty word. 71 overall for Malcolm Barrett. I did not pick this guy. The AI did. Normal development, that's fine. I'm going to go look at the other defensive lineman with the other edge rusher. So we picked Corey here at pick 27. The other edge rusher was taken in the second round. Doug Marshall here was the guy out of Penn State. I remember this. Athletic and normal development. That's what I like to see. I picked the right guy for sure. And I'm going to be picking up Derek Barnett just as a mentor left end. That's where I'm going to move my defensive end to, just as mentor XP whenever Joey Bosa leaves as well. So that way this guy can develop while Joey Bosa is starting the season. Super annoying. Looks like the AI cut my free safety and Kevin Byard that I gave a 3-year contract. This is why I always leave my draft, one of my overall settings, to manual, but EA just removes the setting and just makes it to where it glitches out, and they haven't fixed that. I did a tutorial on how to fix that, but it's super annoying that I got to keep this on auto because the AI will just cut all my players all the time. Really, really dumb. John Jackson's going to be the third string for now, and then Corey Capers, I don't really care. Riley's to the outside as a 3rd round pick. That was a really nice pickup. Everything else seems good. Blankenship is a backup as well. And yeah, let's see how we do. Joey Bosa, probably going to be his final season on the team. Year number 3 for the team as well. Everyone's looking good. Ladd McConkey moved down to the 4, and of course the slot position. And then Josh Palmer is not going to be the 2. It's going to be Smith, and we're going to go from there. Looks like the AI picked up this guy, Pierre. Hey, Pierre, you want to come out here? Yeah, cue the little noise thing from the song. You guys know what?
Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here?
Either way, I'm going on too far. Either way, Ladd McConkey in the slot. Everyone else looks good. 91 overall team. I believe this is year number 3. Let's move into the midseason mark. 5-2 here to face the Kansas City Chiefs again. Of course, their offense is balling, but our defense is 5th in points per game. Greens all around, 11th best passing defense, though. Either way, 3rd best team in the conference here, doing really good. McLeod here already has 8 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss. He's 3rd in the league for sacks. Aiden Hutchinson is 14th, so McLeod's balling. Isaiah Pacheco is the 3rd best rushing leader in the league. And then you have Charvarius Ward here, 3 pass deflections, 3 interceptions already. Got to check up on these midseason stats. Those guys are doing good. Defensive line breakout challenge. Get John McLeod plus 2 sacks for a development upgrade. He could go to X Factor. He's been a baller for us. What, he was like a 3rd round pick for us, wasn't he? Scouting national focus. Do I really need anything else? I got my future edge rusher. I got all my defensive tackles. I clearly got my receivers. I got my O-line, got my quarterback, got my edge rusher. Tight end's really not that big of a deal. Do I do middle linebacker? I guess I'm just too stacked at this point. I just need my team to push through and win. Negative 3.4 million. What happened? Did someone, I think Justin Herbert's backloaded contract kicked in. Darren Baldwin, I'm going to accept that option, of course. Charvarius Ward, J.K. Dobbins, Joey Bosa is going to have to walk. Ladd McConkey, Tareeb Still, of course, are players I want back. And Ladd McConkey's a 2nd round pick. He doesn't have an option. That totally blows. This really, really sucks. I'm going to lose Joey Bosa, which isn't that big of a deal. Same thing with J.K. Dobbins. But Tareeb Still and Ladd McConkey are guys that I need back. I'm going to trade Joshua Palmer's contract, even if I have to take a little bit of a cap penalty for trading him. Since I gave him an extensive contract, I will still free it up long term. So Joshua Palmer's contract is going to be gone. Yeah, he's a 3rd string receiver and he's getting paid $12 million. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to see who wants him. I'm going to send him in his career to die here with the Panthers. They pick late in the 2nd round. They're actually doing pretty good. I think a 2nd round pick may not be that realistic, but it may not be even that bad anyways. They do need receiver, and who knows, you know, Chase Claypool got traded to the Bears for a pick 33 and a 1st pick in the 2nd round, Chase Claypool. So Josh Palmer going to the Panthers here for a late 2nd round pick projected, but anyways, we're going to see what we have for the money now. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a little bit less now. Actually, no, we have a little bit more. So I will be able to tag someone at least, but I probably will be losing one of those guys. Who is taking up the money here? Got the savings. Of course, it's Herbert, and then Bosa. He's on his final year here. I still have a penalty for dropping him. Then Derwin's fine. Tuli's fine. Slater, Linderbaum, Pacheco, JK. I'm about to lose. All these other guys I'm about to drop anyways. Yeah, so it's really not that big of a deal. A lot of these guys are on rookie contracts anyways, but Herbert's getting paid the most. That's completely fine. Let's just move into the playoffs. And here we are in the playoffs here to face the 9-8 Buffalo Bills, who eliminated us last year. Let's see what we have for the overall bracket. The Panthers didn't even make the playoffs. Joshua Palmer got sent to them, and they just obliterated. They were projected to be a playoff team, at least. Didn't even make the playoffs as they crashed and burned. Stats and awards, Justin Herbert, top 10 QB this year, not top 5. Third best offense in the NFL. Defense, 5th. Really good team, of course. 4,200 yards, 35 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Lowered the interception rate finally, and then 107 pass rating. I think it's kind of unrealistic how they made him throw so many interceptions. I believe he only threw three the entire season, not through 3 the entire season, and threw 4 in the playoffs. He's getting sacked more and more every year. And then Isaiah Pacheco, no fumbles, 13 touchdowns, 5.5 per carry, 1,400 yards. Justin Herbert, 5 rushing touchdowns, really good from him. Ladd McConkey, 11 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, almost 1,000 yards from Darren Baldwin, 6 touchdowns, and then 6 touchdowns from Randy Smith and Michael Rafano, I believe, but Randy Smith 929 yards as well. That's really nice. Pacheco with 3 receiving touchdowns. Then sacks allowed on the team, 9 from Joe Alt, 9 from Zion Johnson, 5 for Slater, 5 for Whitaker, 4 for Linderbaum. I mean, I guess Alt is just really not that good for some reason. I mean, 9 sacks allowed for an offensive tackle. Obviously, offensive tackle is harder to block than guard or center. I mean, maybe center is debatable, but either way, offensive tackles usually allow the most sacks. But for like a 95 overall superstar development, I want him to be giving me at least like, only 6 sacks allowed, if not less. Like, come on, like Slater's doing really well, 5, but either way, Henley, 128 tackles for a loss, 15 for Bosa, 12 for Beckham, 11 for McLeod, 11 for Tooley, 9 for Henley here. Sacks, 17 for John McLeod. He's been amazing. Hopefully that's an X factor. I forgot to look at his breakout challenge as always. 10 for Bosa, which is good, but I can't have him on the team anymore. I can't afford him. 7 for Beckham, 6 for Tooley, and we'll see Capers here. He barely got on the field. 4 tackles, all solos, then 1 sack. Interceptions, 3 for Derwin James, 3 for Charvarius Ward. Deflections on the team, 7 for Ward, 7 for Still, and then safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. Can we beat the Buffalo Bills to move on to the divisional round once again in year number 3 here? And we do, here to face the 11-6 Cleveland Browns. I doubt Mashaj Watson is their new quarterback, but we'll see as we beat them 16-9. Nice there, crushing the Bills actually, 41-10. Defense really stepped up in both games. Defense allowing 10 points or less in each of those games is amazing. Here to face the Houston Texans, who are 14-3. Let's see if we can beat them in the conference championship to move on to the Super Bowl. Here we are against the Texans. They're going to start out with a punt. We're going to respond with nothing. I guess we turned over the ball. They're going to punt it again, and then we're going to finally put 7 on the board at halftime. 7-0 against the Texans here. The Chargers bye week. Remember some Chargers fans saying that. Either way, 14-0 as our defense is showing out in this playoffs. Shut out against the Texans. 10 points allowed against the Bills. 9 points allowed versus the Browns. Defense wins championships here. Here we are to face the 9-8 Green Bay Packers. I mean, I could actually see this happening in real life. The Packers going 9-8 and just somehow weaseling their way into the Super Bowl. But the receivers, Dobbs, Reed, Watson, never changed. I guess they're just going to continue to drop the ball. For the team upgrades offensively, we look the exact same. I don't see anything else. I mean, players overalls, of course, have increased. I mean, 99 overalls with the boost. Nothing else past that. 93 overall team with all the boost. Henley is an X factor. Still don't know Riley's development. Same thing with Jackson. McLeod not getting X factor seems kind of ridiculous to me. He's been doing so well for the team. I'm not going to force it either, but he's been doing really well. No other improvements or upgrades on the team. But apart from that, let's see what we can do here against the Green Bay Packers to see if we can get the Chargers their first ever Super Bowl win. Here we are against the Packers. They're going to open up with 7. We're going to respond with 7. Good start for both teams. They're going to punt, and then we're going to get a turnover there. I think 21-7 at halftime. Huge run there from Isaiah Pacheco. 35-7, dominating offense. Defense allowing 14 points. That was the most they allowed the entire playoffs. 10 against the Bills, 9 against the Browns, nothing against the Texans. Defense wins championships. Offense was dominating here, and your Los Angeles Chargers will win the Super Bowl. Justin Herbert, probably the Super Bowl MVP. I mean, 2 interceptions, 117 pass rating, though, 4 touchdowns, probably going to win the Super Bowl MVP. Isaiah Pacheco, though, definitely in competition. Only ran the ball 9 times, but 138 yards, 1 touchdown and 4 broken tackles. So we'll see. Your Super Bowl MVP is actually Ladd McConkey, probably because the Justin Herbert two Super Bowl interceptions, if you want to call it that. But either way, Ladd McConkey, Super Bowl MVP. Caleb Williams wins the league MVP here. No other awards for the Chargers, but we do have some contracts coming up for the 4th and final year. Let's see if we can still win back-to-back years. I've actually done that with worse teams. AFC West retirements. Rob Havenstein retires with the Raiders. I can actually see that. For the players ready to negotiate, Ladd McConkey here, he's going to want a buttload of money. Then we also have Tareeb Still, who wants actually not that bad. I can sign Tareeb Still and then franchise tag Ladd McConkey. Going to accept the option for Darren Baldwin. Joey Bosa, I'm sorry, we were just going to have to let you walk, even though he did have a great year for us, because I would have to, I can't even afford him. Even if I did want him back, he still wants a lot of money. Charvarius Ward, I would like to have you back too, but I just don't have the money. J.K. Dobbins is regressing. Junior Colson, I wouldn't mind back as depth, but again, I just do not have the money. So with that being said, Ladd McConkey here, let's just completely dump out your contract to where you just don't want to be on the team, and then we're going to franchise tag him while also re-signing Tareeb Still, which I know is a weird workaround, but trust me, it does work. So we're going to offer him that. He wants to play for a new team. We're going to go to Tareeb Still, make sure he signs with the team with a player-friendly deal. He re-signs with the team, and then we're going to franchise tag Ladd McConkey. Negative $35 million, but I don't care. I don't care. I mean, the Saints get away with it every year for their team. So anyways, I'm going to skip past the free agency signings and just move to the draft. Now, this is the team going into the next season. Not much of a change on offense here. Defensively, anything else here? Capers is a star development. Kind of need a backup middle linebacker, I guess. Maybe a backup free safety, because those actually do matter in simulation, or just another corner wouldn't be that bad either. I'm good on the defensive tackle side of the ball. Everything's really good there. So maybe depth middle linebacker, depth free safety. Pick 32. I mean, Derwin James is pushing up there in age, so it really wouldn't be that unrealistic to get a backup safety here. Run support archetype. He has A power, A hit power, B pursuits. And then 5'11", 221 out of LSU. Not really athletic at all. Let me see if there's someone better. Zach Russell here out of Washington, 5'10". Pretty short, but still, I mean, the other guy was 5'11", but still, for a strong safety. A hit power, B man coverage, B awareness. I'd rather his zone coverage be higher than his man coverage. And then this guy here, Mont Best here, 5'9", 209. What is up with these heights? Can I get someone that's like 6'2", 6'1"? Either way, that guy seems very balanced for what he is. And then this guy, Otis Clifton here out of Wisconsin, 5'9", 207, a lot more athletic than the other guys. What are the free safeties looking like? Dion Coates, free safety, 5'11", 223 out of Florida here. Great strength, marginal speed though, but A block shedding, A catching, A pursue, A hit power, B tackle, C to F awareness. Probably going to be a lower overall, but I'm going to rely on this guy. Ranked 74, got him at 32. Normal development, that is unfortunate, but he's a backup. And for the middle linebacker, Benji Ball here. What a name, dude. 6'1", 250 out of Ole Miss. Good speed, good strength, marginal acceleration. Has the skills though, so I'll just pick him. Doesn't really matter. Got him at 46, ranked 25, hidden development, good depth for the team. And apart from that, don't really need anything else, so I'm just going to skip to the end of the draft. And Dion Coates is a 71, 74 for Ball, 69 for this guy who I didn't pick up. Nice, 72 for Roman Holmes here. So Raymond, I don't really know. I'm stupid. Yeah, it's definitely Raymond, but either way, let's look at the team for the 4th and final year. This is the go-to team for the 4th and final year. Ladd McConkey back in the slot, and then Baldwin at the 1, Smith at the 2. He really hasn't developed as much as I thought he would. He started as a 73. He's on the 82 now. Either way, really good team, really good offensive line, great running backs, 92 overall team without the morale. We got Ball at the number 2. Everything else is good. Coates is up with the boost, and then everything else seems pretty good here, specialist-wise. That looks good to me, and I'm glad I don't have to deal with the re-signings or the contracts after this year, because that would be hell to deal with. But anyways, apart from that, let's move in to the playoffs for the 4th and final year. 97 overall offense, 94 defense, 94 overall team. That math doesn't math, but 14-3, top of the division, first round bye, negative cap room. Who cares? Look at our defense. First in points per game, first in defensive passing yards, second in defensive rushing yards, 8th best offense in points per game, 20th passing offense, but second best rushing offense, coming off a loss to the Browns, but a win to the Dolphins as we get a first round bye. Stats and awards, Justin Herbert, really not that good. I mean, his passer rating is good. 9th best offense here, and then best defense in the NFL. So actually, this is actually really good. Never mind. Compared to the other NFL, other people in the NFL, other quarterbacks, 16th in passing touchdowns, 20th in passing yards, but still 4,000 yards, 34 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, 116 pass rating. This is really good in real life. Only 18 sacks for him this year as well is kind of crazy. And then Isaiah Pacheco, 1,400 yards, 5.1 per carry, 20 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. So we just ran the ball more is what it was, but still a really good season from Justin Herbert despite what the other quarterbacks did. Lad McConkey, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns, and then Michael here, Rafano, 7 touchdowns, almost 900 yards. Randy Smith, 778 yards, 2 touchdowns. Darren Baldwin, 770 yards, 8 touchdowns, 5 receiving touchdowns for Isaiah Pacheco. And then sacks allowed here is 6 for Zion Johnson, 4 for Slater, 3 for Altz. Finally, he actually puts up numbers relating to his superstar development and his overall. 2 for Linderbaum, 2 for Whitaker. He's been amazing. And then Henley here, 117 tackles for a loss, 13 for John McLeod, 9 for Tooley here, 8 for Beckham. Sacks, 13 for Quay Walker. He was rushing off the edge over Caper. I should have done something about that. I don't know why he was, but he was balling, so I guess we're gonna keep doing that. 11 for Tooley here, 10.5 for John McLeod, 7.5 for Beckham. Interceptions, 5 for Tariq Steele, 3 for Asante Samuel. Deflections, 9 for Henley, 8 for Tariq Steele, 7 for Riley, and 7 for Derwin James. Safeties, 1 for Tooley here, and defensive touchdowns is 0. And we're gonna be playing the 10-7 Baltimore Ravens here in the divisional round. We are 7 overalls higher than them. Again, that doesn't matter in Madden simulation, but here it does. 35-24 here. Face the 12-5 Buffalo Bills to see if we can go back-to-back Super Bowl runs. I'll hop into the Super Bowl if we do beat this here, if we do beat this Buffalo Bills team here, and the answer is we do. Here to face the 10-7 San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl. We are 7 overalls higher than them. But looking into the team upgrades, Rafano here gets superstar development. No other upgrades for the offense. Defensively, any other actual upgrades? I'm tempted to make Capers here, or Cappers, whatever, the starter, but Quay Walker's been balling on the edge rusher. He shouldn't really be doing that, but he is anyways. Tariq still gets superstar development. Yeah, I guess I put Quay Walker there, and then this guy's the backup. Who is Waters? Who is this guy? Andrew Waters out of Richmond. He's a speed rusher. Sure, I don't know who that guy is, but why not? So the Niners have lost the Chiefs over and over again, and they also lost the Bills in this simulation. Let's see if we can hand them another Super Bowl loss here to end out this rebuild and get back-to-back Super Bowl wins. Here we are in Tampa Bay, Florida. They don't even change the Tampa Bay logo for the Super Bowl. 3-0 start in the second quarter, 10-0 almost at halftime here. We go to halftime, 13-0 as the defense continues to dominate here as the Niners unresponsive and have been shut out. For the first time in Super Bowl history, not only do the Niners lose another Super Bowl, but for the first time in Super Bowl history here, a team has been shut out. That has never happened before. I believe so. Someone will probably fact check me. Anyways, the two California teams battle on the East Coast in Tampa Bay, Florida to win the Super Bowl, and Fred Warner deals with another Super Bowl loss here. Shattering for them, but back-to-back Super Bowl wins as we have built a starting new dynasty here for the Los Angeles Chargers. Should have relocated them to the San Diego Chargers. Psych, we are the San Diego Chargers. I'm going to do it really quickly. Move. The San Diego Chargers have won the Super Bowl, baby. No, let's not do that. Let's not do the whole open stadium canopy thing. Let's actually do the other one. Oh, no, I accidentally chose the old one. Whatever. San Diego Chargers have won the Super Bowl. The better type of Chargers. Nobody wants the LA Chargers. SoFi Stadium is cool, but the San Diego Chargers are your back-to-back Super Bowl champions here. So anyways, guys, apart from that, this definitely was a successful rebuild. So I thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you like and or subscribe. Let me know which team down below in the comments you want me to rebuild next. And I'll see you guys all in the next